As everybody has good art hunting stories. So yeah, I was years after Joel Dawn hadn't started to hunt yet, and I remember I went out the first time for a hunt, and I didn't see a damn thing all day long, and I'm all in this Richie suit, got orange all over me, traipsed around with Uncle Paul, bless his soul, and anyways, I was kind of heartbroken at the end of the day. Well, Art had about 60. And so it was the first day of bucking. Next thing you know, I came home. I don't know if you know this one. I got my first buck. Art just gave it to me on the way out. He said, "Here, take one of these." I got pictures beside this buck. I was so proud of this thing. I hadn't seen it for 15 minutes. Everything was great. That's the best thing about it.
Shot about 11:30 that morning.
You get to go out there, you got to listen to Uncle Paul, you got to eat lunch, and Art gave you a deer. And my last story, my favorite story actually is this one. I actually was just telling Art. I moved to Washington a long time ago, and I think I was at one of these black tie affairs, and I'm sitting there with all these people, and I start telling these people, everybody's chatting, and I start telling them about that I used to butcher for my Uncle Art. Well, that quieted the crowd down quite a bit, actually, that I did this. And I'm thinking, yeah, we do this, and my brother, he'd do this, he'd shoot right in the head, and then my uncle would stick his neck, he'd stick a knife, we'd cut these pigs, and then we would pour hot water down their ears, and they'd flop it around. And this one guy, he's listening real intently, he's the president of this big construction company, Kaufman Construction, he goes, "Yeah, and what about those damn scrapers where you scrape all the hair off of it?" And it was the greatest story. So all of a sudden, I got all this respect because I was the only guy in this whole crowd of black-tied people that knew anything about pig scrapers. And then I told Art that now he's given me a pig scraper. I haven't seen one in 30 years. I have a pig scraper in my bar. Nobody knows what it is. It just sits there. So if anybody knows what it is, that's my gift from Art.
You've got to ask Joel about the time he took that 257 out. He had a box of shells, and he had to come back because he shot all the goddamn shells. There was no deer. Another time, Jeff and Benson are shooting deer. They're going down through the valley, 3 guys shooting deer, and there ain't a goddamn thing to show for it. And I guess after about 15 shots, they finally got one.
Yeah.
Another time,
Whoops.
we're sitting there for lunch. I told the guy, I said, "Shoot that goddamn deer." He says, "Why?" I says, "It's got horns on it." "No," he says. I'm sitting there. I said, "Shoot the goddamn thing." I says, "It's got horns on it." "No, don't."
I'm getting a little bit.
Donald and Jeff Stowley were down the end of the bridge. They heard the shit. It was a 5-point. Donald shot.
So it did have horns.
Yeah. Before the game was over with, we go down the valley. Remember that? You had to come back out when you belt to help me? And he said, "You son of a bitch." I says, "What?" He says, "I got a 5-point." He said, "You just had to show me up, didn't you?" I got a 7-point.
That's another one.
He had a couple of years stash.
Yeah. Well, that's the stash stories.
He is stashed.
Uncle Paul. Well, he's coming out of the woods one day, and he's going by me all out bed to
Too late.
snowmobile. "Where are you going?" I said, "I got your snowmobile." I said, "How you get your snowmobile?" He says, "Well, Paul's been to work again." Christ. And here's what he'd do. He'd shoot a deer, field dress the deer, then he'd put it down there, he'd break off the pine boughs. He'd go under the pine tree, I guess, break up the pine boughs, cover the deer over, he'd sweep his tracks like with his hat, so you never knew he was there, and he'd walk away. They'd tell Art where it was, but Art knew his markings, you know. So down with the snowmobile, Art had to go pick up behind Paul, bring back about 3 deer. I said, "Where are you going, Art?" He said, "Yeah, Paul's been at it again."
Thanks, Art. Anyways, cheers with your Polish beer.
Yeah.
We still do that to him, but he was a 4-wheeler now.
But I don't know if he'll get to the beach much.
I don't want to see you go forward.
Hey, fellas, I can tell you a lot of stories about these boys. None of them bad. None of None of them bad. I'm telling you, they've all been great.
Oh, we had a lot of fun here. Hey, let's give Gard a big round of applause. Here's your tire. Enjoy, Art.
Thank you.
I just have to say, it's been Italian.
I'll tell you, they were
Oh, yeah, I think all that.
No, I mean, it would be.
That was Friday
There
night.
wasn't boats up there. That's not like there is today.
You get to put his socks and shoes back on.